And so the 4 different artists that are exhibited in the lobby, these are work of art that they have created just for us. Their stories are incredible when you listen to them. Right down to Dr. Whelan was just sharing with me grinding walnuts to make their own ink for some of the things that you see that they've penned and created. If you're interested, that art's for sale, and the proceeds go 100% to those students.
My first thought when I heard that the prompt was health equity for us to revolve our pieces around, I thought a lot of my family's own personal experiences with like healthcare and the healthcare system. My grandparents migrated from Peru over here, so for them going to the doctors for like a normal checkup is vastly different than if I were to go to the hospital. So I thought about the language barriers and like even transportation in general, like ability to just get up and go to the hospital on your own. And it's kind of like the things that formed how I approached my pieces for this show.
So first, I kind of started thinking about my parents and where they grew up, and they grew up in a smaller towns in West Virginia, in a part of West Virginia called Kanawha Valley, but sometimes it's called Chemical Valley because at the height of the chemical industry in the 80s, there were 7 chemical plants there that were dumping into the water and releasing toxic fumes and such. And then there's also a lot of history of coal mining and coal companies polluting that area as well. So these 3 pieces here kind of deal with that section.
I think a word that was rattling in my head for the most part was accessibility. Talking about how wealth and poverty kind of impact people's access to resources and services in our society. And I can be a bit cynical at times, and I feel like being critical of things that don't work is a valuable opportunity to grow. So,
I have always been inspired by nature, and one of the first things that came to me was finding nature as a refuge for mental health, and that's kind of been a lifelong journey for me. And I find that nature is really an expression of oneness in my experience, and thinking about kind of the objects that resemble life and death are to me very harmonious, in the sense that the material of the skull, which is kind of my primary inspiration, as you can see, is to me a reminder that we are all made of the same material and we all come from the same earth and return to it. And that, if nothing else, is a symbol of equity, I think.